Hey guys, so today I'm going to be reacting to Ben Shapiro, calling BS on preferred pronouns. So let's see what he has to say, and I'm going to be reacting to it. Let's get started.
I think that I don't mean it's fair in the sense that I think everybody should be treated with a certain level of dignity. But what I have said is that I don't think that the high transgender suicide rate is attributable to societal intolerance.
Okay, so I sort of disagree with, or I don't think the empirical evidence necessarily says that. I've seen studies from UCLA that have drawn different conclusions, but I realize if we disagree on the empirical evidence, not much can be resolved here tonight. So, assuming that it would help to accept them more into society, would you change your position on transgenderism?
The position on transgenderism I want to clarify so that I can tell you what I would change and what I wouldn't change. So what I would not change is the idea that you cannot force people to call you what you want to be called. That is anathema to a free society.
So right, you shouldn't force anybody, but it's called respect. So if someone is telling you, please refer to me as a she or a he, or they, them, you should respect that. It's called decency. It's called not being an ass, right? So fair enough. You shouldn't force anyone to do anything they don't want to do. But just because you shouldn't force them doesn't mean they shouldn't, right? Because it means like they should do it out of respect for that person. It's called common decency and respect, right? That's just my opinion.
Not change the idea that we should not indoctrinate children in blatant biological falsehoods like there's no such thing as male and female. I think it's very important that kids know there is such a thing as male and female, that these are real
bodies. Minds, bodies. Be very different. Again, that's my opinion. It's not indoctrinating, it's called educating people on what other people are going through in this world.
And that a man cannot become a woman and a woman cannot become a man. I think that confusing children about this stuff carries its own inherent dangers. Kids are easily confused and easily screwed up.
No, it's called educating children at a young age so they can become tolerant and educated people and as they grow up. It's not confusing them, it's teaching them. Okay, Ben? Thank you.
So I think that would not change. I've also said in conversations with people like Blair White, who's a transgender woman, meaning a man who believes he's a woman, I've said to Blair, like, if we were at a restaurant or something and we were out to dinner.
Ugh. A man that believes he's a woman. That's so rude. That's a woman. Calling her a he is so disrespectful. It's gross. And the example you're setting is just disgusting. That's my opinion.
I wouldn't go out of my way to call Blair White a he. I mean, presumably we'd be speaking in second person with one another. But at the same time, like, for the same reason that, you know, there are people in my life who do lots of things that I disagree with, and I don't feel it necessary to launch a conflict on the basis of that every time we meet. But that's a different thing than what the transgender rights movement is saying. What they are saying is that society should cram down on people perceptions about biology that are false, that we should treat it as bigotry if you use the actual biological pronouns for people.
Yeah, because if someone is telling you what they want to be called, and they're telling you that it makes them feel triggered and depressed when you're calling them the wrong gender that they don't identify as, and you keep doing it, that's bigotry. That's like the definition of it. It's just, it's crazy. That to me is just bizarre. It's like upside down to me.
Bigotry and hate, which is nonsense.
That is hate.
It's just something you don't like. There are lots of things I don't like. Doesn't mean it's a form of bigotry and hate. And that's where I stand on this. So again, I think that we should try to treat people with as much civility as possible. And in my position as a public figure, you know, I am very often speaking on the general kind of issue. I'm not speaking on one-to-one, you know, out to lunch or something. And that's a little bit of a different thing.
So as a public figure, you want to spread misinformation and tell people that it's okay to misgender people. It's fine, as long as you don't go out of your way to do it. But if you do it, it's fine. Yeah. Nope. Not cool. Not at all.
My child is 4.5 years old, right? She comes to me and she will say, Dad, I drew a picture. Do you think that it's good? And the answer is yes. I mean, I love my daughter. Sure, the picture is great. Now, if I'm an art critic, is that going to change my definition of good or art? No. I mean, if I were the art critic at the New York Times and I were reviewing my daughter's picture, I said, this is garbage. It's not good at all, right? I mean, My public position is that I am the art critic at the New York Times discussing issues of public importance and public policy. I don't think that it is the responsibility of other people to...
So you're comparing someone's gender to being nice to your daughter and saying that your daughter's art is nice? Totally different things. This is where these people always lose me. When they compare something as serious as someone's gender, someone's identity, something that they have to carry with them all their lives, with being nice to your child because they're saying, is my art nice or not? It's like comparing apples and oranges completely. And this is where they lose me. I'm like, it makes no sense. And it's always people usually who aren't trans that are saying this stuff. It's like, how the hell would you know how important it is? You're not trans. I'm trans. He's not. This is crazy to me.
Your fragile mindset. With that said, if people wish to do so out of a certain level...
Fragile mindset. Wow. So now we have fragile mindsets. So we get upset for you misgendering us. We have fragile mindsets. So you're okay if we call you a she, right? Since it's just a fragile, not a big deal. I'm sure if people called him a she, he would not like it. But if he does it to us, we're gonna have fragile mindsets. So we get upset and tell you not to do it and educate you on it. Boy, bye.
I certainly don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, if you want to, in interpersonal connections, do that. But I think the teaching kids, as they're now being told, teaching kids that they must use preferred pronouns, or that men can become women can become men, sex doesn't exist, as a recent op-ed in the New York Times said, that's asinine, anti-scientific, and counterproductive.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, according to you. People who are educated, people who have trans people in their lives and educate themselves know differently. And that it is very important to educate kids at a young age. I mean, maybe the word must isn't the word to use, but it's separating people who are educated and have respect, or than people who are uneducated and are jerks to mislabel and misrepresent people and try to give their opinion when they know nothing about it, since they're not even trans. Yeah. Anyway, that's my opinion on that. So that's Ben Shapiro. If you want me to do more of these videos, let me know. Subscribe if you're new. Until next time. Bye, guys.